Hi, everyone. I'm Phil Slanina, and I apologize. I'm unable to attend open house this evening. I'm taking classes currently at Cleveland State to attain my licensure to teach the College Credit Plus options here at the high school. And of course, my first class is today from 6 to 8:50. So please do think of me. I'll be attending an almost 3 hour Zoom lecture class. So I'll let you know how it goes. Uh, this is a video. I wanted to share some information about the senior English course that your son or daughter is enrolled in with me. And if you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to email me. I will answer any questions that you do have that I don't cover through this short video introduction of the class. So one thing just quickly, everyone, I know there's materials pickup. So if you've come and you picked up materials and you look into the bag and there's no materials for senior English, please don't think that there isn't anything. What I've decided to do is I've decided to go all digital with our text this year. This is a pretty difficult decision for me. I've always been one who has enjoyed using the print copy of the book. I love making handouts where we can annotate and we can really work with the text using pen to paper. But I just made the choice this year. I felt that it would be safer for us to use the digital text. It would be easier for us to use the digital text because we are doing a course where it's just classics. They are all free and they're open source on the internet. So I have compiled a list of links of our stories. Your sons and daughters will get that in their Google Classroom class for senior English, and they will be able to access the works online. So there will be no textbook this year. We'll be using all digital materials. The next thing I'd like to say is, of course, during the e-learning period, however long that may be, we will be using Zoom. I know that you're familiar with Zoom. I know your sons and daughters may have a varying comfort level with Zoom, so we will try to break ourselves in with Zoom at the beginning of the year. All I ask is essentially if we can treat the Zoom classroom as our in-person classroom. I will expect students to be there on time. I'll expect students to have their cameras on when that's required, using the appropriate technology if we're in breakout rooms or using the chat feature, just treating it how they would treat a class in person. Again, if anyone has a discomfort with Zoom, I will try to help out as much as possible. I'll try to work in breaks where we can get off of the screen and we don't have to watch something for as long, because I do know that 7:50 to 1:30 is going to be a long day of looking at screens. So as I said, we'll try to take a few breaks or utilize some things where we won't be necessarily working directly on Zoom or online. All right. The senior English course, just a quick overview. It is a classics course. We're looking at some of the best hits of all time in literature. So it may seem very similar to a literature course that you took when you were in high school, hopefully just based off of the works. We'll be looking at Beowulf, the Canterbury Tales, the Inferno, Hamlet, the importance of being earnest, Siddhartha, Frankenstein. So we'll be looking at a lot of classics, but hopefully with a more modern and up-to-date twist. So, for example, during this time of the pandemic, when we read Hamlet, we will look more into Shakespeare, how he wrote during plague times, how his theater would have to close and his actors would have to find work elsewhere, how he would work those plague references into his plays. So we'll try to update what we're looking at and make them more fitting for what we're doing. Also with the classics, we will be doing reading and analyzing. So I'm hoping to build skills that will help your sons and daughters in their college courses. For example, looking for nuance, looking to see where someone's trying to persuade or manipulate. And hopefully then as they start to recognize those in those fictional texts, then they also can maybe recognize those types of techniques within their daily lives and their courses they take in the future. Writing will also be a large component of our senior English course. After many of our works, the students will have short response papers to write. There'll be about a 2 to 3 page quick paper that they'll type a response to a question or an idea that we've worked with the text. And then also one of our larger writing assignments will be our final capstone project, the senior paper. What the project entails in a quick summary is I'm going to ask the students to select a novel of their own choosing off of a list I'll provide for them. They'll select that novel, they'll read the novel, they'll try to discover an overarching theme throughout that work. And then what they'll do is the paper will ask them to do some research. They'll utilize some literary criticisms, some databases, skills and things that they'll use in their college courses. We're trying to get them more familiar with that as they go through. They'll then take all that information that they've found in their research, they'll read it, they'll analyze it, they'll synthesize it, and they'll try to create a longer page, 8 to 10 page paper where they'll try to show me that this is a theme I see present throughout many types of literature. So there'll be more about the senior paper as we go. August 31st is a day where I get to meet your son and daughter. We have a short, quick class. I believe it's either 10 or 15 minutes, and we'll talk about some of those things. And again, if you do have any questions about anything that I've mentioned, please, again, do not hesitate to reach out via email. I will respond to you as quickly as possible. Just some final thoughts about the course. Again, just we are going to be going remote first, which you know, for 2 weeks or possibly beyond. So again, when we are in the Zoom class, please just do know that I will be asking the students to treat it really as an in-person class. And then again, with any of our texts, I am going with the digital versions. If you know that that may be an issue, someone would really prefer a print issue of whatever we're reading, we do have those copies available. So by all means, please feel free to reach out to me again via email. So thank you again for listening to this presentation for Senior English. My name is Phil Slanina, and I really am excited to try some new things, do some different technologies, use this video chat feature or video function, and we'll see how it goes. So thank you again, and have an excellent evening.